Welcome back to Mostly a Paint Job. Let's get into it. Another custom here, which is mostly a paint job. Let's not say mostly, let's say damn near all of it. Spider Man. Now, this Spider Man is not my first Spider Man, but also inspired from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 again. This one's going to be part of the rest of the team for young Pete. As you can see here, all this is a Spinaccio Ninja from the 30-minute mission series. I took the open hands that he came with and cut the fingers and turned them into the little Spider-Man, thwip. Cut those down here in the middle, and then I glued them flat over each other. And I used a thick super glue so it could really sit in there. So that way when I put the paint on, it just kind of sat in there. That's how both these hands are done. I chose not to do too much on the face here and left this dark green kind of visor in there because with a lot of my customizations, I like to highlight my inspiration, here being Spider-Man, but also keep the mecha look. I don't want it to just be another action figure. The fact that this guy still totally looks like a robot and is unfortunately missing all the spider webs that Spider-Man comes with usually, lets him stand out as, still a mecha. I used PLA plate to cut out this dreadful spider. It didn't come out too well. But this one came out a lot better. I used just some runner to cut out like a little nub to place underneath so that it's an actual part. Ooh, if I can just wiggle it without breaking it. Let's see if we can do it. Yes, it's an actual part that goes into one of his 3mm ports here. His porthole. Ooh, that's coming apart. I better throw some glue on it. Don't tell young Pete. This will be part of the gift for young Pete as well. Let's go down the paints real quick. Here, I used that same paint I used on Captain America because I wanted the colors to all match. But I used it straight. And then for the red, I used the metallic one straight. They came out a little bit different based on the colors that they were underneath. I used different primers on the different parts. For the darker pieces, I went ahead with a gray primer, and for the brighter ones, I used white. And I just wanted to do that to kind of set apart the middling joints, if you will. Again, wanting it to look more like a robot. And when you look at a lot of the Gundams that are higher end, they have slightly different variations to their colors. They're just not all cream white, right? They're not all gray. They have a little variations on that gray or that white. As you can see, I did panel line, and what I did was first a top coat with Mr. Hobby Mr. Color GX100, the Super Clear 3. And then once that dried up, I went through with the Tamiya panel line ink and got it all up in there. I don't know if ink's the right word. And then cleaned it up with some lighter fluid. Yeah, so here he is. I can give you a little more of a look. You can see more of the panel lining. But that's all I did. Very, very simple. Again, I would be remiss if I did not highlight these colors. One sec. So the color on Peter's chest here is black ice, and the one on the back is red rum. And I'm talking about the spiders, the black spider and the red spider here. These two colors are really cool. If you haven't used Turbo Dork before, these are part of the metallic series. They are a little different than just plain metallics. Like I said, this was the red metallic that went on here, but you can see how it's very different, and it almost kind of shifts with its color. I know they do a lot of color shifting as well with their other paints, so check them out. I really, really enjoy them. I use them kind of as much as I can because I don't know, I've fallen in love with them. They have really cool colors, and they make cool effects on my mechas and a lot of the minis that I paint. And with that, you can tell that this truly is mostly a paint job.